Welcome to the Pump Rules podcast, the show where cast and connoisseurs come to talk all things Vanderpump Rules.
I was like, oh, cool. It's going to be 3 hours again.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But it's very good. It's very good and very nice and very great.
Yeah.
Oh, we were
Also,
talking about...
I left
Go.
the room to go to the bathroom. Now I'm back in the room and I'm like, looks like Tom Sandoval's like dead on the screen behind me. And I feel kind of bad. But he stayed there like that, okay, for a while for the camera. So I'm just doing what he wanted.
Exactly. It's a picture from a show. It's just an image. It's you're not actually putting him on the ground. He put himself on the ground. He had the Lord smite him down for something he may have said earlier in the show, or what he was talking about something during that. Okay.
He was talking about Schwartz moving into the house, and because Schwartz should live with him because he has a soda gun and everything. And I was like, "What's a soda gun?" And they were like the thing at bars where they like pump. You push the number and they like pump the soda. I didn't even know. But
I didn't know that he had a full bar in there. By the way, there is a small room that he was talking about having developed or wanting to develop into a bar back when we were talking about doing a podcast together, which is what was the lead up to
Thank
the falling
God you
out.
didn't. Aren't you grateful every day?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Because the only way we could have done it is if I was putting the screws through him. You know what I mean? I couldn't do the Jason number. No.
Poor Jason. Well, not poor Jason. Jason's a willing participant. Jason's a willing participant.
Yes, he is.
You know what I'm like? I didn't mean. Right after I said that, I was like, well,
Are you a Jason sympathizer? Is that what's going on?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Just like I'm not a Tom sympathizer, but if I see him at a thing, I will talk to him because we've known each other for a long time.
Well, you can say hi without being like, hey, by the way, you lied last night on the episode that I saw that you recorded, and I tracked it with an episode from 4 seasons ago, and that's conflicting. Like, I would never walk up to Lala and like say that shit,
No. Oh, by the way, I found some interesting stuff. I have a 3.5-hour episode that only 45 minutes of it had come out before that I'm going to post the whole thing on. That's where I found that Ariana talking about Broadway stuff from like ages ago. Mm-hmm. And it's 3.5 hours. Britney's first podcast, Zach's first podcast, and Ariana's there for the whole thing. And towards the end, special guest, surprise guest, Tom Sandoval comes in, and Ariana's not too pleased. So stay tuned for that one. It was quite fun. We were talking about the dinner at Barton G. The thing that I found the most interesting, besides like the boom box that showed up, there was like a boom box. She's like, "Can I have a ham sandwich?" And they bring out a boom.
When the boom box, she was like, "Oh, When the boom box showed up, I was like, "Oh, Bravo's been here before. I've been here before on one of these shows." I was like, I recognize this weird stuff." So anyway,
some dishes have like burning gold money, or I don't know. I've seen lots of videos.
All kinds
from that
of
place.
Weird. Yeah.
Yeah. She orders the espresso martini. Mm-hmm. Then she mentioned something about the sex toys. Now I'm going to make a theoretical jump here. Brock is a little embarrassed about the sex toys coming up. Then she says something about Brock's juicy booty, and I'm like, oh, Brock likes pegging.
I didn't go there. I didn't.
Well,
but
I did because I'm a pervert. So that's, Ada and I are into all kinds of stuff. So
listen, whatever.
Hear more about that on Craig and Friends, everybody.
Yeah, well, Brock, listen, I don't know. This might be tangentially related, but in the podcast that came out, I guess, today, where they were talking about seeing Ariana in Chicago.
Yeah.
Somewhere he said, and listen, that was my first Broadway show I've ever been to, and I had no idea what Chicago was about until the day that she announced it, and I looked it up.
Right. Yeah.
Because I'm pop culture, well versed in many areas of pop culture, but not like musical theater. And so I looked it up.
Apparently Richard Gere films, so you're behind on Richard Gere films.
Well, so I looked up the wiki and I was like, oh, oh, this is about like murdering men. I can get into that. Like not, and I don't mean that seriously, but I was like, oh, okay.
The spirit of it. The spirit of murdering.
Yeah. So then I like watched the film and I was like mesmerized. And you know, people like my followers were very invested. They like really wanted me to go. And they were like, but just know that like the film is like very high production value. Like the show is like much more stripped down, blah, blah, blah. I was like, it's all good. It's fine. But I'm so glad that I watched the movie before I went to go see it because I mean, it was pretty impressive, actually. I don't know, just the lines, like the whole entire dialogue, everything was like, it was almost like the exact same. I don't know. I was like, wow, the movie really stuck to the play.
That's one of the reasons that it was so well received, actually, because interestingly, Chicago, when
film.
Yeah, the film, that's because a lot of times if they do the adaptation and they sort of, hey, let's improve it. That's idiotic ideas that usually leads to a terrible adaptation. But I think that movie was it wasn't, what was the word? Not in development for a while, but a lot of people were kind of like, we don't know, because like we can't touch this and fuck it up.
Right.
We have to make it like as if Bob Fosse is doing it, turning cabaret into cabaret.
I watched it over and over. Every time I came, well, all I was going to say, let me say one more thing about every time I came home from, because I ended up seeing her, I ended up going 4 times. And I was initially planning 2, opening night and closing night. Then she extended, and so she had a new closing night date. So then I bought tickets for that. And then the last time was the day before the new closing date. One of my followers wanted to go, and who lives like, you know, locally, and was like, I would love to go with you. Let's go to the matinee. And I was like, all right. And so I ended up going 4 times. But in the podcast that Brock did, what is the other thing I was going to say? Oh, just every time I came home from it, because I went 4 times, every time I got home, I was like, I'm going to put on the movie. And I was like dancing. Like, I don't know what happened to me. It took over my, like, Ariana made me do it. Is like a thing that I guess happens now. Because like never watched Dancing with the Stars, don't care, loved it. Never went to Broadway show, hate musicals, loved it. So anyway.
Never bought batteries for the house, now.
Got them in her gift bag at her book tour.
Very nice.
So the thing today with, I would have to pull it up to know exactly. I don't remember. I was like skimming it, but Brock they were talking about going to Chicago, and Brock was like, he was like having trouble, like he didn't know what to expect, and his experience of like the plot line, and it was like shocking. He was like, oh, it's about like killing men, and like, oh, okay. Like there was something where I was like, I think he might have a masculinity sensitivity to the plot line, but I don't know. And there was a lot of confusion that I had about Brock and Sheena on that final night on Broadway, because during intermission, Brock was sitting behind Ariana's boyfriend, best friend Brad, and mom.
Yeah.
But that, I didn't like look to see where they were the rest of the time, because there was like a line of people trying to get pictures with Sheena. So she was like up somewhere else.
Yeah.
But then somebody else told me that they were sitting in like a back row, like they were not anywhere near them. I was like, but Brock did he just like pop a squat there for intermission, I guess, while he was waiting for Sheena? Like, I don't,
I mean, he just sat his juicy booty down for a photo op?
I get it needed a place to sit, I guess, and try to talk to Ariana's like friends or whatever, but
or wait, as he referred to him in the podcast, as I know from Vanderpump Recap, so shout out to them, because we're about to quote from that, both the play and the film. Her little business manager, Brad.
I didn't like that. Why did they say that? Is that what he is? Is that what is he her business manager? He's very nice. I don't know what that was.
He's in fashion. I can't remember exactly like what wing, but he's in fashion. Like that's, yeah.
Why did they say that? It was so rude. Like
it was weird. It was weird.
If you say little before anything, whatever the words are that follow, like, oh, that's your little friend. Oh, that's your little business partner. Like whatever it is, it makes it insulting. And I don't know what they're. ugh, oh, whatever.
Oh, that's your little coffee expert.
Yeah,
anything. You can say anything. Yeah.
So, but they, I saw them there. They were there, but they were not together after or before. And that's where I got the Spice Girls tea.
Oh yeah,
that night, which was at one of my someone I knew who was there was wearing a Spice Girls shirt. There was a group of like people who follow me and were excited to meet me, and I'm like, me? Like, what the okay. And because I don't know how to, but I'm like, me? Like, are you sure you mean me? And I was like, yeah, yay, like, let's hang out. There was a group of like 5 of us went to the world's largest TGI Fridays in Times Square. Yeah. I love the world's largest TGI Fridays. Staff is amazing, by the way. Anyway, but one of them was wearing a Spice Girls shirt, and she said that she went to the bathroom, and Sheena was in the bathroom, and they were talking about the Spice Girls because of her shirt, and now it's been brought up on the show like more than one time, where they're like, no, I'm posh, or I'm this, or whatever. Yeah. But in the bathroom, Sheena was talking about them being the Spice Girls, and that Sheena said, why, Ariana, I let her have ginger. And if you know anything about the Spice Girls era and anything about picking your Spice Girl, if you say that you let someone have, ooh, that's the shadiest thing I've ever heard. I let her have ginger. Like, so that is when I knew something was wrong. I was like, oh, hell no. You don't say that about your friend. You don't say that about, I let her have ginger spice. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So,
this will not stand. Yes.
No, because you don't. It's like, oh, well, I can't emphasize it. If you know, you know. And if you don't, that's okay. But like, you know, that's like the most offensive thing you can say.
And by the way, I do know I saw Spice World on opening night in Allston, Massachusetts.
Oh my God, that movie's, I wanted to live in that bus, which I'm like, do you think they really filmed in there? Like, it was that big? Like, no, you dumbass. Anyway.
But that's the magic of the film. Also, Meatloaf playing the bus driver, Richard O'Brien being the man coming out of the toilet. For those not familiar with that name, Richard O'Brien, he's the man who wrote and created Rocky Horror Picture Show.
And they wanted Meatloaf to go talk to the aliens, and he said, I would do anything for you girls. I won't do that.
That's right. And Elvis Costello pops up as the bartender, I think.
It's great. It was incredible.
Another Spice World.
Anyway.
Little fun fact. So Spice World's very hard to find in DVD form, and it's not streaming. Okay.
Where is it? Please help.
Oh, I'll help you. I will send you a copy I have it on DVD.
Oh, well, I don't even have a DVD player. I don't even know where to play DVDs.
No. I will send you a digital file. File.
Yes.
Because also I am doing a movie club, and maybe if you'd like to be involved in this, please let me know. I'm doing a movie club episode of Craig and Friends with Cheryl Hull from Drag Race UK about Spice World. Your weekend might be involved too. Not sure. We did one on Grease too, though. So if you're a fan of that, check it out. I have Spice World on DVD through this very. I forgot the rest of the sentence. This is how I got the Spice World DVD. It had already been out of print for a very long time. I also have literally thousands of discs that are like probably out of print. When Netflix started, I got everything and just ripped it, copied it, and went.
No, we had a neighbor across the street when I was like in elementary school who did that with VHS. Like, they would rent movies, and she had a whole like under the stairs, like a basement closet that was like a library of VHS tapes.
Yes.
Because she had this whole thing of like 3 different VHS players, so she could just record them. I was like, is your mom in like the cartel? Like, I didn't know what. I knew it was not allowed. I knew it was not allowed.
And they had copy guard on those things, so they must have had a very high-end machine, like the one I bought 15 years ago, that it breaks down copy guard. And anyway, it has
where it's like, if you are watching this right now, this is a violation of U.S. government code or whatever.
The best is now they put, even if you're copying it for not commercial purposes, because they're like, Jesus, these people are copying the shit. back then with the copy guard, you had to have a special device or a studio grade VHS machine, which is what I have.
This was like 1997. I don't know if it was like a concern yet.
Copy guard. They put that on in the mid to late 80s. And so anyway, I have so many VHS. I have totes of them still in the closet from when I moved. Anyway, but to get off the VHS thing and back to Spice World.
Do you have the double VHS Titanic?
Never saw it.
Okay, let's move on.
I've often got that response. There's a lot of other movies I've seen, and I'm sure including fine. Spice World. Spice World, here's how I have it on DVD. I stole it from Tom and Ariana's when it was Tom and Ariana's place.
Stop it.
Okay, one of the last times I was over there, it was to go to a protest march.
Where did that?
I don't know why. This is on all of my devices now. One time, I was taping a movie club. This is what happens. That
happened on FaceTime to me recently with a friend, and I don't know how to make it.
There's a settings in Facebook for reactions, and one of them will unleash a bunch of balloons. I was taping a movie club on St. Elmo's Fire, and I talked about Demi Moore having a seizure after Ashton Kutcher got her to start drinking again. And after I said seizure and started to laugh because it was so dark, balloons came up. Yeah. They never did again, but now you can do it on your FaceTime. There's controls. You can pick the setting. But I stole...
Back to stealing Spice World from Tom and Ariana's house. That's incredible.
Thank you, because they did not have a DVD player set up anywhere. It was a long time gone. And they had this multiple shelves of some sealed, some not sealed DVDs. What do I spy? I spy a sealed copy of Spice World.
Sealed.
So I said, okay, this has been sitting here for a long time.
Obviously, you're not using this. I'm gonna use. You're not using that.
You're not using that. Also, it's one less thing that Ariana has to move out, because I know who probably owned it.
Exactly.
And I'll give it to her back if she ever speaks to me again. But listen, I made the right choice, because I said, look, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to copy it and bring it back. But I don't think I ever came back, or if I did, whatever happened. So there you go. And that's how I can send you a copy of the film. Yeah. So now to the fake music. We're talking about musicians. We're talking about bands, classic music. The fake music in this episode, it just keeps ratcheting up level by level in the season, because what was that fake rap song?
A rap song? I Shazammed it, because I still use
it's
Shazam.
Real? It's real?
It's a real song. Yeah, hold on, let me pull it. Because I was like, what is this? It's called
Geronimo?
Hold on. Yeah. I can't find it. I must have been Shazam. Oh, Geronimo by Deem J. Here.
By Dina Deadly?
Wait.
Oh, I can hear it. Yeah. Wow. Pretend we're in a car. We're about to get tattoos.
Listen, that car had doors. I'm pretty sure. I know they were probably like, okay, man. We're going to jump. We're going to jump. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. We're going to count to 3, and then we're going to lift. Then we're going to, on 3. Okay. 1, 2. And then they jump out of the car. Like synchron. Like, I wonder how many takes it took for them to get the slow-mo jump out of that car. I remember that car and their outfits, because Tom posted a Hydoxycut ad in that outfit, again, leaning against that car one time, and I was like, how embarrassing.
Wait, is Hydoxycut technically a laxative? Is that maybe what he was talking about?
Hydoxycut is, I would say it's more of a, caffeine pill and diuretic than a laxative.
Oh, but it's a water pill, as he used to call them.
Yeah, like it's a diet. I wouldn't call it a laxative. Someone who probably took Hydoxycut in like the year 2000, which I didn't know people were still taking them. But I remember like screenshotting and posting a picture, being like, what are you doing, sir? Because the way he was dressed, his outfit, I was like, what year are you trying to go back to? But yeah, that's a real song. But what I'm also noticing is like these songs that they're using.
Yeah, these goddamn headphones make your ears itch like a bastard. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, ugh. But I'm
like, this looks good. I'm like, yeah.
I'm recognizing them in other Bravo shows now. Like they're cross-pollinating with these randomly custom-made shows. I don't think that was like custom-made for Bravo, but I
thought it was.
I don't know, but I've never Shazammed any other song.
No,
so
I never thought to Shazam it because I went, wow, that's coming from the Fake Music Factory, and they're working overtime because every episode.
That song sounds like it wouldn't be a bad song. So honestly, that's why I Shazammed it, because I was kind of impressed, because I was like, did they clear rights to a real song this time? That's why I checked for it.
Because they barely did that for the wedding. They did like 2 songs. Here's a fun fact. Now, this is not them editing a storyline or anything. At the wedding, you remember when Schwartz is in the chair?
Which wedding?
Sorry, Katie and Tom's wedding. The one where
the first one or the Vegas one?
No, the big one in
the real one. The real one.
The real one. So you remember when Schwartz is up on the chair?
Up on the chair.
It's during the dance times, and they have him on a chair, and they lift the chair up, and so and they show Sandoval playing trumpet. With a bit of deft editing, they made a magic moment happen because one of the people, of course, lifting Schwartz up on the chair is Tom Sandoval, but they had to pair it with Africa because they didn't want to clear an additional song, which would have been Wang Chung's Dance Hall Days, which is actually when it happened. And Wang Chung is one of my favorite bands. They're actually close personal friends of mine.
Everybody have fun tonight or whatever.
Oh, maybe it was during that. No, maybe it was during Everybody Have Fun Tonight. They did play both. They did play both.
I can't.
Oh, wait, just pull it back a little bit.
This shadow.
Oh, I see it. I see it. No, I see it. Yeah.
Oh,
but
there.
For the viewers, there we go. Yeah, the tilt down is always a classic.
But it was a paid partnership, and there was like Hydoxycut like on the car, on the hood of the car.
That's where the car is from. Okay.
And then his caption was, people ask me if I actually use hashtag Hydoxycut. And truth be told, yes. Yes, I do.
Truth be told, not just, and I actually do.
Truth be told, ... yes, period. Yes, I do. These drink mixes are a must-have before hitting the gym. Thanks to 135 milligrams caffeine, but more importantly, 0 calories sugar. Check out their new hardcore product line. Let's continue to stay in shape. Hashtag ad. Hashtag Hydoxycut partner. And he was wearing that.
Oh my God! Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So I remember being like, "Oh, that's when he posted which I only remember because I reposted it as like a screenshot, and my caption was, "This man is so embarrassing. LMFAO. I can't." So I was not promoting Hydoxycut, but I just was like, what is that car? Who takes Hydoxycut? Like, that's still a thing? Like, what are you talking about? And so I'm like, well, I just remembered that car, that random ass, like, old-ish whatever car. And then
don't you mean vintage?
Vintage, whatever that car was. It was not either one of. I just was like, what is this? And then they're jumping out of the side. Like, production? Listen, can you just give us the real stuff that we want? We don't need them jumping out of the car. Just tell us what's really going on.
We don't need to pretend that Jax wants to be back at Sir, or that he arranged the brunch somehow.
Just tell us what's going on.
Production, are you listening? Are you watching? Do you feel us?
I'm sorry.
Listen, Evolution, we're serious. To the question of should there be a season 12? Yes, of course there should. And whether or not people will stay in the same room, I don't care. Let us go see Ariana and Katie's sandwich shop. Let us go see whatever happens with whatever.
We don't need them to get this. They don't need to be in the same room for this to be a compelling show. And please, I'm begging you, we don't need Lisa. We don't need Sir. If they go there for something, that's fine. It's fine. It's a place for them to all congregate for whatever situation, or see you next Tuesday or whatever. Like, fine. But this show, and this show is unique, honestly, out of many, because the cast, like, I think about a lot of I was talking to somebody about Love is Blind the other day, a Netflix show, and I was like, as soon as that season's done, like I'm done with I don't care at all what the characters do with their life. Like once that season of that show is done, I don't. These
can't
people
remember their names. Probably the names just go.
We're invested. I mean, similar to Housewives, but even with Housewives, there's way more cycling in and out of people as cast members. And this is one of the like, this core group has gone mostly unchanged, mostly, you know, whatever, since the beginning. And so like at the end of the day, like we're invested in these people. We don't give a fuck about like the premise of whatever it started as. Like I just want to follow them. Like
but it's about the restaurant. It's about the restaurant, Christina.
Like I just want to see their fine, go meet at Sir, have a drink at Sir, like whatever, I don't care, but like I want to see it's getting a lot better, like as a whole, especially compared to the beginning of the season, where I was like, is anybody gonna address anything?
Well, now that they finally have that, and that's the only way forward for them to hardcore address all this stuff.
Yeah. Well, and so now they have to a degree, but then they will still throw in these like Jax and Lisa
skits. They're practically skits, to be honest with you. So, when you think about what he said at the bar, which is not true of the show, well, gee, that's a compelling piece of evidence if someone wanted to think, is this, because like, guys, don't insult us. Like, we know what's going on. Just say, oh, well, you know what they could have said? Well, you know, Jax is coming back with the Valley. So we figured like a fun thing to do would be to have a brunch with him and James, right? Because especially because of their relation. You know how, you know, you've seen the show. That's all that would have needed. That could have been a confessional bite. And then Lisa could have had her little argument with Jax and it would have been fine.
Yeah.
It would have been better because we would have been like, oh, we give a shit now.
Well, yeah, and for him to sit and like go on this like, you know, rant about it being scripted is like, okay, well, very clearly that scene that he was in, I don't believe there was a script with
No, there was no script.
Lines,
they never have a script.
But it was arranged. Like it was arranged. It was scheduled. It was produced. And so, okay, we're going to have you come in. You're going to talk to Lisa. She's going to be mad at you, blah, blah, blah. But like, again, like the things, I just think that when people, well, I don't know if the majority of people do this, but like generally, I think now people know that when Jax is like spouting off about something, that it's like not really anything.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
That will change your life view. It's just like, oh, this situation that Jax was in pissed him off. And now he's like making wide blanket statements about the, you know, things that
the universe and elsewhere, you know, that's what he does. It's what he does. And he was a little loaded. Hey, whatever. Interestingly, though, when Sheena talked about it on her show, she said something about, and something else that he said about her, or whatever. She said something about him being having a lot of pasta that night. And I thought,
okay.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just quoting her. I'm not even going to comment.
No,
I'm just going to say.
No.
I'm just going to say. Didn't we already clear up that pasta is actually pasta? It literally is pasta.
Yeah, pasta is the noodle, and what they have described as the code word is actually tequila. It was being the code word.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because there was somebody saying like, if you pay attention to like certain shots, like when they went to Mexico, when Kristen. It was I'd rather be gangbanged by all of you, Sheena comment. And then Sheena, and then Kristen and Tom, and then we're like fighting, and then they end up getting back together, and then Kristen called Lisa, like, I can't work with her. And then Stassi, topless in a pool, got Jax to confess to Ariana, and then what else happened? Oh, and then Schwartz dumped a drink in Katie's face. A lot happening that trip. But allegedly, at some point in it, Kristen says, can I have a bump of tequila? And so then people were like, oh, tequila is the code word. Like, I don't know. I guess like so I don't know. And their pasta fight was legitimately about like the rigatoni or whatever.
Which makes it so much funnier. That's why I couldn't believe when people said, oh, it's a code word for drugs. I thought, do you not have any imagination? Because the imaginative person would say, they're actually fighting about pasta. This is one of the greatest things I have ever seen.
Like that. Yeah, like that's what it's, I mean, so I don't know. I don't know what their code word is. I know they're doing stuff. I mean, and
by the way, forgive me, any of the unimaginative people, as I just termed you, forgive me, but I was shocked. And I'm still shocked when people say, "Oh no, see, it's about," and I'm like, it's not. I've never heard that spoken in my presence when I'm around them. To whether or not they're doing allergy medication, I don't know. I mean, not like I've seen anything.
Maybe Sheena's just like trying to be in, she's just in with the lingo and like.
Well, she was just legitimately pissed as well. She was just pissed, and so was the rest of the cast, because it's also the case that that's not. Listen, there's been kerfuffles in the building. If someone wrote those out, they're the best fucking writers that the planet's ever seen.
Man,
I feel almost woozy. I think I need some lymphatic drainage. Which, by the way, I was watching a YouTube video on that.
The face gym thing.
Yeah, the face gym. Yes. Is
that what you were referring to, or were you just telling me about your lymphatic drainage that you need?
Oh no, it's just a coincidence. I totally forgot about that. No, that's absolutely what I'm talking about. Yeah, I wasn't just dropping in some superfluous information.
My favorite. Okay, so I'm working on a video, Vanderpump vocab.
Yeah.
Of it's kind of scatterbrained right now, but it's like words either that they use a lot incorrectly or that they just overuse. I mean, there's just, or the superfluous. Hold on, I have my notes. Like there was a lot from Raquel. She kept saying the word digress to James. She was like, you're digressing from this conversation. You're digressing from this. I was like, you're digressing that's not what that means. And Tom saying like, I'm the scapegoat and I'm collateral damage. I'm like, no, you're the cause. You're not
right.
Either one of those.
You're the big bomb over Baghdad, buddy.
Yeah, like I'm going to send you those videos. You'll be horrified.
I know. Listen, I meant to say earlier, I need that. I did not know that I did not know he was doing bombs over Baghdad, because if he had done that when I saw him, I did see him. I saw him right before the thing broke, about a month before. I went with Schwartz.
I will send them to you.
At the legendary Canyon Club. Yeah.
The Canyon Club.
By the way, just a note about that. You know that the Canyon Club is like an hour away from here?
Yeah,
Agora Hills. It's not like, the classic, we love hanging out there.
You have to go.
Yeah, you have to go. And look, you can see some cool bands there that are like, maybe 80s bands or whatever, but it's not like, I gotta hang out there. It's not that.
I'm going to send you, there's a few, and then you'll know the Biodome one when you see it.
Biodome also coming up on the, on the last episode with Ether. Yeah.
Biodome, the movie?
Yeah. Lauren said, I don't know what Schwartz has to talk about with Sophia, what pop culture reference points they have to share. Like, if he says like, hey, you remember Biodome? And she'll be like, what? So that was pretty good.
That's hilarious. Oh my God. Okay. Oh God, here it is. Okay, I'm going to send them. Oh, I have a few. He does Schwartz's mom and the whole.
Oh,
Raquel's,
good. Yeah.
Not
I need a good quality copy of that.
Then he is like swinging around his mic stand with no regard for like somebody's going to get hurt. So the first one I sent you was like the overarching whatever video. Then there's like breakouts because there was so much happening. Then there's Samuel who doesn't. Okay. And then this one, the last one I'm sending you says, Rachel, is this your man? Is the Biodome hair?
Oh, okay. Here we go.
And then, someone asked him to sign a flat iron. It's the last one. Because remember when he asked like that race? You're welcome. Remember when somebody asked him or he asked a race car driver to like sign his flat iron.
Oh God.
So
Yes.
somebody in the
Yes.
audience was like holding up a flat iron, like, will you sign my flat iron? But
the lore of the show, I love that.
So
the lore of the show is so good.
It's just, I love it so much. I love it all.
Me too.
So
and
much.
Also, there's a way to think of superfluous as superfluous.
I mean, the ways I find myself realizing that like sir is part of a word that I'm using in a caption, where I'm like, oh, should I capitalize that or just like spell this normally? I don't like, is that cheese? It just comes up a lot.
It's a struggle. I think because you know what I like about it? It's one of those things that after it presents so often that it becomes almost an annoyance to people. That's when it's really getting funny. That's when it's really hitting the sweet spot for me. Because then you just keep doing it. And sometimes people are like, I can't stand it. And you're like, I know.
This tab, I have a tab open that is just like, it's staring at me every day and right now. And I know I'm going to have to deal with it, which is people keep asking me.
I understand because I feel like we have conjoined souls.
Well, people keep asking me if I have found the alleged interview that Sheena did about Eddie Cibrian, that Brandy references in their like meeting or whatever. Like, well, you went and did this interview.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't found the interview, but I have found a transcript. And I'm like, I could do a dramatic reading.
I think that would be good. Now, is it a two-person thing? Because if it's two people, send it to me, and I will read the other person, and you read Sheena.
Well, it's an interviewer and Sheena.
Okay, so send that to me now, and while you're doing that, I'm going to tell you about a clip I'm going to post soon.
Oh my God, are we gonna do it right? Oh my God.
Yeah, why not? So, I'm also
How
going to...
How do I send it? Oh, here.
Yeah. The way you just sent the other things, maybe?
No, I just did it in here because it's a link.
Oh,
so it's like a WordPress.
Oh, now see, that's the karma coming back on me. I didn't know. Where's the chat in here? I'll pull this as a clip. This is great. I'll be like, where's the thing?
In the bottom right corner, I see the chat bubble.
Oh, there we go. I do need new contacts, so. That makes
Eddie
sense.
Cibrian's alleged other woman speaks out on hearing Leanne Rimes rumors. And so this is the interview that Sheena gave that Brandy was like referring to. And I was like, I cannot find this video anywhere. I've only found.
Oh, go ahead. You only found. I'm just saying. 1 sec. I got to copy and paste this because.
I just have only found the transcript.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? It's wild to me. First off, there is another dramatic reading that I'll be putting out. From an older episode. Do you remember when Sheena was texting Ariana's mom saying not so great things about Sandoval or how she was worried about
that's in a video I'm working on right now.
Well, you know what else is coming to you? Do you hot, fresh or something from an old episode?
Do you have all the text messages?
No, but I have Ariana and I reading them on the mic. So I am playing Sheena in that one. So, and I'm doing a very flattering impression as well, as you can imagine.
So I'm working on, I made a lot of progress on it today. I'm just figuring out where I will pop in and guide or whatever. But it's like this, like, you've been my best friend since day one. You've been the only one who has my back from day one. You're one of my best friends. And I'm just like, what is this? Where is this alleged best friendship between you and Sandoval? Like, what are you guys talking about? So I went and compiled all of this, what the fuck.
Yeah.
So it's like 11 minutes long right now, and we'll figure it out.
It's going to be an epic. It's going to be an epic. And I'm here for
well,
it.
because I started posting on YouTube, and so the Tom crying, his tears investigation is a mix of the compilations that I make and then me explaining it, and then it's kind of long because YouTube likes those, and I'm trying to broaden my,
of course, offerings,
stuff. Yeah.
Stuff and things.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be playing the role of Tony Potts. That's the name of the interviewer. Give proper accreditation. Oh, and before we get into it, I posted that clip of
Marie.
Lala
they keep
talking.
calling her Marie.
Lala talking about Katie and the skylight, there was a couple comments that people said like, wait, where this isn't real or something. And I thought, or no, they said, wait, yeah, but what year is this from? You guys don't know. And I thought it says it right on the.
Who cares? Well, and also it's right there.
It's right there. It says from Brandy's podcast or XM show from this date, 2016. And I'm like, what is the fundamental lack of comprehension that would lead someone to write that? Let's start off with at the Access Hollywood's Tony Potts recently sat down with Sheena Marie. Is that good? Okay, I'll read that intro. I'll go from there, and then the next thing is a quote from Sheena. Access Hollywood's Tony Potts recently sat down with Sheena Marie, who claims she began a torrid affair with Cibrian in 2006.
He would tell me, and he would tell Brandy anything we wanted to hear.
Marie told Potts. However, Marie claimed Cibrian never told her he was married when they allegedly began seeing each other. It wasn't until several months later, Marie says, the truth came out.
It started as an every other Tuesday thing.
So it was see you next Tuesday? Sorry, go ahead.
Started as a see you next Tuesday thing. Started as every other Tuesday thing. He would come to my work. We'd go get drinks, and after hang out at my house. It went on for about 5 or 6 months. It went on for about 6 months, and then my mom calls me one day, and she's like, "So that guy Eddie that you've been hanging out with, I just picked up the morning paper, and it says that him and his wife Brandy of I don't know, 5 years at the time are expecting their second child."
It was at that point, Marie says she stopped seeing Cibrian. However, after a few months passed, the two ran into each other again, and Marie claims that's when the romance was rekindled. A shocked Marie claims Cibrian told her that he and Brandy had been separated and were no longer living together.
I just wanted to believe what he was saying. I just was kind of don't ask, don't tell. Whatever. Let's have a great summer. When you're with me, you're with me. When you're not, we'll just do our own thing.
And tell me how those days were.
Amazing. I mean, it was just no one else mattered. It was just me and him. We had such a good time together. I never wanted it to end.
But Marie claims that after the fun, Cibrian would always head back to his wife and kids, much to her dismay.
I always wanted him to just be mine, but I knew there was something else.
She admitted.
I tried to keep up that facade for so long. There's a point where you can only do that for so long, and then Christmas the next year rolls around, then I get these pretty diamond earrings that I still wear, and it's just it was getting so much more and more and more, and it just got harder and harder to pull away.
And according to Marie, pull away was exactly what Cibrian started to do. Right around the time he and Rhimes were filming Lifetime's TV movie Nora Roberts, Northern Lights together, and rumors of an off-screen romance exploded. When did you have an idea that he was not only seeing you and not only still married, but was now seeing Leanne Rhimes?
Well, in March, when the whole video of them at the video thing... Well, in March, when the whole video thing of them at dinner came out, I'm like, seriously? I was just with you 2 weeks ago. And I mean, you can't deny pictures. You can't deny a video.
When news broke that Cibrian was allegedly leaving his wife for Rhimes, was Marie hurt?
I mean, he cheated with me. He would cheat on me.
She noted. And then recently, Life and Style reported Marie and Cibrian's relationship had continued, with the pair seeing each other as recently as October 21st. However, Marie said that is not the case.
There was an article recently that came out in Life and Style saying that he was at my house a couple weeks ago at 1 a.m. for a couple hours, and that never happened. I haven't seen him in months.
Just an editor's note here. There was no need for the preceding narrative paragraph when she just says exactly what they said. She says happened. You know what I mean? You could just cut that right out. But then we get back to following the story's publication, a lawyer for Cibrian filed a defamation lawsuit against Life and Style over the report. So why is Marie coming forward now with her story? Not for a payday, she said.
I just wanted to get my side out there. I know this has come off as I'm an idiot who is dating a married guy, but it hurts. It sucks. But what can you do?
Bravo, brava, brava. Wonderful. So maybe this can replace, if anyone can't actually hear it. And no, actually, now I'm thinking about it. That would have been the narration, literally in the thing. Literally, I can't say that like, dude, like obviously. That would be the narration right before. Like, she's about to say the thing that I'm going to tell you she's going to say before she says it. Now let's hear her say what I just told you she said. Right. That's the kind of bullshit we're talking about with the next season, or not next season, right. Next episode. Didn't they used to do like between commercials, like coming up on?
Yeah, but I think now it's like at this point that would take up ad commercial time.
Yes,
and then when they return, they would like play half of the previous scene.
Oh my God.
Or whatever, where it was like
so crazy.
If you were at a point where you stopped having to watch commercials, like, you know, through your streaming service or whatever, you'd be like, you know, we literally just watched that. Why are we watching this exact conversation again? So they got, I think
chopped.
That's a network as a whole thing, not just like Bravo.
That whole notion that people have no attention span. And again, YouTube, look at it. 3.5-hour shows. People in the millions watch them. The biggest broadcaster in the world, Joe Rogan, for whatever any of us think about him, puts out no shorter than 3-hour shows 2 to 3 times a week. And some people watch every single one of them.
Me and you.
We're continuing in this trend. We are taking
off, baby.
That's right, exactly. So thank you, all of the million viewers who are watching this right now and are like, please just keep talking. Just keep talking. So it's good. And also, everyone has the option to opt out at any point. So there's that. You know, there's free will. No, you wouldn't want to do that. Why deprive yourself? We don't want to see you do that. Who said I feel like we have conjoined souls? Was that James about the dog?
You said that you think me and you have conjoined souls.
It's a quote. It's a quote from the show.
I think it's James and the dog. Yeah.
And yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. I like that you were like, you said that we.
You said that about me. But also,
now you're trying to pretend that like you didn't say James that.
Said it. No, but I was like, fine. Is that what you mean? But yeah, James said it about hippiegram.
Yeah. There's some other stuff from the pool party I liked when they said something about a bunch of male yelling. There's a lot of like loud male yelling. It's making me uncomfortable. And then I love when something like the following happens, when there is so much arguing and swearing that it goes from like beep, and I tell you another thing, you got beep, it just becomes a beep, 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 beep. There's nothing, you can't hear any dialogue, it's just bleeps.
Apparently there was also a lot of things that people noticed in the background that weren't part of the main like Sandoval Sheena confrontation. Like whatever was happening in that's James's like studio room that was behind them, where like I guess Schwartz also at some point like approached and then was like, nope, I'm leaving. And James watching them fight was like, oh, like stop it. Like he was kind of like freaking out. He was like, oh my God.
Wow.
Stop.
I gotta rewatch.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want you to get a copyright thing or whatever.
Oh, yeah, no, leave it like that. I think it's a perfect backdrop.
Because I could like play.
No, it's okay. Because then we'll get lost. We'll get like, well, what about this?
Then we'll be here for 4 more. Yeah,
till the next episode airs. So
yes, we won't be here until next week.
Is next week's episode the last one? Go ahead.
Next week is the one before the finale. So it's the
I thought so, because they always give that preamble about, we're going to go to the destination insert here for the big party insert here. And then the next episode is like them getting ready to travel and do all that stuff. The traditions of the show.
I think there's 2 episodes left.
Okay, so, thank goodness.
Yeah, I think there's 2. And this will be a really interesting finale to watch because I've seen so much of it from cell phone videos of people who went to that party. I was doing like lip reading videos, trying to figure out what they were saying when they were fighting. I was like, I think she says this. Let me slow it down and zoom in. And so it's just
you're like Gene Hackman in The Conversation. Have you ever seen The Conversation?
It's just going to be fascinating. Like
It will also. Oh, a moment that was great to see. I haven't caught up fully on the Valley, but on the most recent episode, I was at the hair loss party launch, right? And
oh, that was making me. Oh, I loved that so much because he'd be like, "Hey, so I'm launching this skincare, hair care company."
something
Like, Jax, no, you're okay. Go off.
Well, listen, it's more sustainable than his workout app, which you can still get on
and
iTunes
his sweater
or
line.
something. Excalibur.
And his sweater line.
Chunky knits that look like shit, as the old ad went. That's I'll send you that one.
I just spit a booger out. Oh my god. Okay, it's okay. I mean it.
Yeah, I know.
I mean it when I express myself. Anyway, but wait, what intel is from the party?
Well, no. So my friend Madeline was saying a couple times, "Oh, I want to go have a cigarette. You want to come with me?" And I said, "No, because something's about to happen. There's something in the air when something's about to happen. And it's not because someone's prodding someone to do something. Many times when I've been at those things, I've seen cameras almost knock people over because they're racing to get." I was on a smoking balcony once. I saw Erin Foy duck underneath people like a ninja. She was like practically crab walking. Suddenly, 10 seconds after she disappears, and this is a balcony that's about the size of here. I go to light Kristen's cigarette, a camera goes, whoosh, right? Because there was an argument going on that I could hear like squabbling. I didn't know what the hell was going on. But then cameras pop up all the time. This was just, they're about to, and then what happened is they made the speech, where Jax tells that funny tale, farcical, I think, about using Rust-Oleum spray paint on his head, which at the time I was kind of hoping, is this hair loss product real? I'm not going to turn around, but I got a little bit of a situation going on here that I hope does not continue advancing. So that was funny. And because then, so I saw myself and Madeline on the thing, and I was like, glad we didn't miss that. However, if I
watch it back, will I see you?
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. So when Jax is making this... When Jax is making the speech on the side angle of him doing the speech, you'll see me in a pink jacket, like videoing it.
That's a good identifier. Pink jacket.
Pink jacket. Little tribute to Vanderpump. Yeah. And then my friend Madeline's right next to me. She's the one who had to have a cigarette later where something went off. Something happened, but we didn't see what it was, and it wasn't on the show. But now seeing the previous episodes, now we know why Kristen looked a little dejected. Just based on the previous episodes, nothing that I saw outside of that. That's secrets. Nothing's being revealed here, folks. Evolution, I'm still alive. I can still be invited.
That last Valley episode was.
See, I have to catch up.
Yeah,
it's been a little helter skelter. You liked it or didn't like it?
Well, it just was I liked it, and then it ended with a big dramatic fight.
Well, I can't wait to watch. The last one I saw was the first part of the cliffhanger Capri fight.
This one was that hair party, and before. I mean, it just had all the elements that I need to enjoy a show. Jax and Britney were driving in like Sherman Oaks, Studio City on Ventura Boulevard in a golf cart to go to his new bar. That I was puzzled by and loved watching. Then at the hair party, his whole behavior and demeanor at that thing is so Jax. Like, this is my hair care line, this is my skin care line, I'm launching it, blah, 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 blah. And then after that, when they go to like eat some dinner at a table or whatever, then like a lot of the cast gets into a big fight that spills into the hallway, and there's like a big scuffle. People are involved. There's pushing. It's crazy. Ooh. And I was just like, yeah, this is everything I want from a show. Same
here. No, the Valley is hot.
No, it's really good.
Not just because it's literally really 10 degrees warmer than over here. I love the show, and it's always fun to see yourself in the thing. It's hard for me to do, because I do like watch party live streams, and it's hard to watch Vanderpump and then watch the Val. Like, it's hard to do back to back because I feel like I need to process
Vanderpump. Like I
Yes.
just need a minute, and then it's like, "Ah," but I'm getting used to it, and it's
I'm
plus
adjusting.
there was a lot of Jax in this Vanderpump episode, so it like eased my way into the valley where I was like, no, I want to watch it tonight, because sometimes I'm like, no, we're not watching this tonight, you guys. I can't do it. Other times,
Well, I've had to
I'm like,
save the episode because I'm tired. I was doing a bunch of stuff today. I did watch Vanderpump, or sometimes when I watch it the next morning.
yeah,
And I'm just happy when I wake up and it's there on Peacock and I don't have to watch the Sling recording because it's not as high res. And I don't want to have to fast forward to the commercials. I just want to see the show. That's what I have Peacock for. Just Bravo. Apparently there's some movies on there too. I don't know. Go ahead.
I watched Oppenheimer on Peacock.
That's the movie. When I turned it on, I was like, "The Oppenheimer's available here? Great,
excellent film. Loved it.
So the Valley, the fights and stuff, and I'm excited to see a couple other things that I was witness to. Nothing major, just some other stuff. Now, you're without child, right? I love different ways of asking. Do you have kids?
I'm child free.
You're child free. That's good. It's careful. You can get infected. It's a very interesting thing when someone does not reach out or even comment on someone's social media if you have known them for a certain length of time about the arrival of your child. Mm-hmm. It's a very specific thing, and there was one or two people who I was surprised by, because I'm not like, as Jax sort of says, I'm not looking for a big thing or whatever, just like a note or something, which I think it's funny when he's indignant about that stuff. And I liked on the after show, he said after he squawked about it, then a gift showed up. But if they did that in return to Lisa, uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't watched the after show with I mentioned it earlier with Brock's outfit and him finally talking about his outfit, but I haven't I need
keyed
to
in, locked in.
Vanderpump, that whole night of viewing Vanderpump, the Valley, Watch What Happens, and then the after show takes me because I like to rewatch stuff anyway. One, because when I'm doing the lives, I'm juggling watching the show, and
wait, you're doing the robot dance like Sandoval?
No, but my attention is split kind of. I'm not absorbing everything.
Yeah.
So then I watch it by myself, and then in the process of me making videos, then I watch it again, looking for specific I'm gonna take that and make a video that's a whole long thing about that.
Sure.
And so it takes me several days to really fully complete one Tuesday night of viewing, I feel like.
Yeah, it's a lot of material.
Would I have it any other way? No. Because I love rewatching stuff. But I still need to go and sit and watch all of the after show.
Yeah.
So
and luxuriate in the pool of the Vanderpump associated shows. Now, wait, have you watched Vanderpump Villa? Lauren has.
No, I haven't.
I haven't either. I'm going to maybe dip in before dipping out, just quickly to see.
I see what you did there.
Thank you. Someone said to me once, they go, you got to stop saying dipping out. I was like, are you crazy? Any chance I have, I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also enjoy the perversity of going to Jax's bar wearing a TomTom shirt. I think it's funny. It's provocative. You know what I mean? It's a thing. That's the thing about this stuff. It's a thing. It's a thing that exists, and it's there.
It's not lore. It's
the lore. Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
But no, I haven't watched it. It takes a lot for me to, one, be willing to invest in a whole new group of people, and two, I'm cool with the amount of Lisa I'm getting right now. And I'm not hankering for more Lisa.
No, nor am I.
Nor
am I.
So
these bite-sized chunks are just fine.
Yeah.
I don't know if I will, to be honest. Lauren recommended it, and but she said there's a couple on it that is that gives a little bit of Jax and Stassi, and I think, see, this is like when the season 8 new kids came in who were cosplaying. I don't like that. I don't want to see it.
I don't know if I'll watch. I don't, it's not on my to-do list right now.
Maybe I will eventually, and it'll be interesting to see if it makes it past season 1, because I don't have high hopes for it surviving, because we are satiated with the real stuff.
I just want more of this. Like, I don't need new of that. I don't know what are they in their little French maid app. I don't care.
Well,
I don't care.
This is good because go ahead.
I don't want more Lisa right now. Period.
What I think is good about this whole experiment of doing Vanderpump Villa is that ideally, once it's not renewed, they'll realize, oh, right,
no one wants Lisa.
It's just about those friends, and she has a nice sort of avuncular role, and, you know, I like seeing her in the opening credits coming out looking bereft because no one's there. Right. And it is my least favorite credit sequence of all the credit sequences. It just
she doesn't throw it.
No, she doesn't. She just walks out and she's like, "They're all gone." She doesn't
throw her purse or whatever. She needs to.
I know she needs to throw something. There's no one there. Who's she going to throw it to? There's no one there. Although I'm hoping next season we see Schwartz and Sandy's. I just find that the most ridiculous business move that anyone could have made. Although apparently they seem to be doing well. I've been meaning to go to a watch party.
You're not filming there this season?
No, there's not one frame of footage from inside.
Right. Well, because I think
Greg prevented it. Yeah.
Said no.
Yeah, he said no because he was pissed at Sandoval, and he actually barred him from being at the bar for a while.
I know, it's fucking hilarious, if you ask me. But
so, any further thoughts on the episode that we ostensibly were talking about? Things that you hope to see develop, or
no? You know, I could talk forever. I think overall, I'm pleased with the amount of stuff that they are putting in episodes. I'm glad that they are filled with, you know, for the most part, like after the first 5 minutes, once we get, then there's like, you know, storyline moving and whatever, plot points going on. I think there's a lot of action in them, and not action, but like there's a lot of content.
Movement, dancing.
Yeah, like I feel like we're
just like
getting
Chicago.
Fuller episodes, and you know, knowing that there's only 2 left, like that's a really I remember some of their older seasons had like 20 episodes, so between last season and this one, like that's a really short order, and I wish it was longer, but at the same time, no, I don't, because I think that with the way everything is changing, with how much people are following them now and how much attention they're getting, like they're gonna have to have shorter seasons and be filming for shorter periods of time to do it faster and produce it faster or do this or that. And so yeah, I'm excited to see it play out. It is still weird being in that 2 different worlds of like, I already watched this unfold in real time months ago, and now I'm seeing what actually happened months later, but it's not like it changes the narrative of what now I'm seeing now currently. It's just more detail from what I saw back then. So it's all just kind of like there's all these timelines that are like lining up differently. But whatever. It's the new age of Vanderpump, and
it's the new normal.
I'm glad to be
Vanderpump
a part
Empire.
of that. But yeah, you know, I just want to get to I'm at this point, like, I want to hear what the fuck the deal is in the reunion. I want to, I just want to get to it. But
I'd like to put a plea out to every single person who talks to the cast between now and the reunion. Stop fucking asking them what happens at the reunion. A, they're not going to tell you. B, you don't want to know.
Yeah, I want to see it. I don't care. I mean, it's something we've never done before. It was very uncomfortable, but it was really great.
Oh, wait, hold on. You know what it is? They sat on couches. I heard them talk about it. They sit on couches. So that's
these people finally got some couches, because they have been putting them on stools. I mean, what's it going to take to get them some couches? But Honestly, I think what's the whole big thing at the reunion is going to be is just addressing that fourth wall, is being like, we're on a show and this is impacting our show. That's what I think it's going to be. Like, because that's Lala's biggest thing that she can't really express, in my opinion. I made videos about it. She just keeps smack where I have explained it further, but she said herself what I said she was gonna say.
Yes.
She was like, this is our livelihood, this pays our bills, and like, you're gonna put it in jeopardy if we can't do this or that. And so that's what I think they're gonna talk about, but I don't know.
Well, no, I think you're right. But the other interesting thing is, with all of the talk about how they're really going to break the fourth wall, which has already been broken, this is the other like weird cognitive dissonance going on for years on the show. They would pretend they worked at the restaurant. They would never explain how they were able to buy like really nice cars. Right. I guess that people were tipping heavy that season. So they didn't do that. But then at the reunion, they'd talk about, well, they didn't show this, and then they were filming, and then I saw them filming. So they would break the fourth wall for the reunion, but they couldn't do it in the regular show. And that was the psychotic part of it. So I'm interested to see what they're referring to, because the other thing that was posted somewhere was, I wish I could remember, but posted many places, was that there's some kind of like heated thing with Ariana and Lala at the end. The Andy even said in some interview that they thought they were done, they were almost done, and then this thing happened. So
yeah, and then they like were filmed for 2 more hours or whatever.
Yes. Anytime I hear that, I'm like, yes,
I know, fabulous. Right? I don't watch. I've said this so many times. I don't watch Bravo to feel at peace. Okay.
Or to feel like, oh, they're gonna sum it up in a nice, comfy, cozy 45-minute package
for chaos. Watch for what? Okay, so sue me, but it. I do just wish kind of the entire. I don't know. I think the whole reality TV production process, not for every show, but for shows that have become sort of phenomenons. Like, I bring up Jersey Shore and Teen Mom a lot when I have this conversation with people. Jersey Shore didn't change it as much. They force themselves to conceal all of their fame to try to make it look as authentic to the beginning, where they would like cordon off crowds that were on the beach. Teen Mom would start integrating the producers into like just showing them on camera, asking them like, how do you feel about how they just went? What are you going to do about this? I don't think either one of those things is necessarily applicable, but it's just the idea of like, we've got to broaden our perspective, just broaden the approach, like the ideas of how to approach this season. Like, it's not like you need to, I don't know. It doesn't have to be like Big Brother when I'm making jokes about Big Brother cameras. Like, you don't have to be like that, but it's like there needs to be some kind of, I don't know, it's just addressing more than anything. It just feels like certain things need to be addressed, even if they're not incorporated into the storyline. Like, I would just like it to be addressed. Like, oh, I'm on the way to my Dancing with Stars rehearsal, something as simple as that. Or, oh, this article came out. I mean, they used to do it on the Housewives a lot.
Well, they're starting. I mean, like you said, they're talking about the podcast. They're talking about all of that. By the way, my favorite thing about all the podcast discussion is when James says, I'm so sick of fucking hearing about podcasts. It should be unallowed.
It should be unallowed. It should be unallowed. I also think of James talking about podcasts when he was like shitting on Brock one year, and he was like, ew, why don't you come talk about it on the podcast, mate?
So I invited James on this season, and we're friendly. We had a little kerfuffle a couple of years ago. I had someone on I shouldn't have had on. That's when I put the show on ice for a while, because I was like, that was a bad idea, because I'm just too busy, and I'm just sort of painting by numbers. So you can't do that with this holy material. So we have gotten over that, and I apologize and stuff. So anyway, we're on good terms, and I asked him to come on, and he said no, and he goes, but just so you know, I'm not doing any podcasts.
He's not
he's not a podcast guy, and I didn't know how to say this in a way. I was going to go, it's kind of cool because everyone else does podcasts, but I'm not knocking, you know.
I mean, there's too many. Let's be fucking real.
So I think it's great that you can pick who you want. Now Vanderpod recap, thank you, because we can just blitz through.
Thank God. Yeah,
it's good stuff.
God bless her. No, there's too many. I mean, it's just like they said this one on that one, and then Sheena went on Kate. Like they're just when they're all on each other's and they like cross pollinate. It's like what. There's so much that happens between episodes that I don't know. It's just wild.
No, it's wild, and also it just continues to multiply. Like the stuff that happens. I'm sure today there's stuff that we missed online that we didn't even see, and then later we'll be like, oh wow.
Every time I go like try to like get in the zone on a like big edit, I'm like I already know I missed a bunch of stuff that probably could but it's fine. It's the ebb and flow of whatever, you know.
Of life. Yes, it's a circle of life.
Like, I get people to be like, did you see this? And I'm like, yeah, 3 days ago, but thanks.
Someone sent me that like leaked video of James at the Canyon Club, and I watched it, and I said,
I watched that too, and it was like, James getting kicked out for violence. And I watched it, and it was just like him talking, being like, okay, so you're over here and we're going to leave. Okay, well no. Like it just
seemed annoyed. Yeah, he just seemed annoyed.
He seemed annoyed, but he wasn't. I was like, okay, I saw this. This isn't any, you know, I don't know.
Oh, okay, wait. Your thoughts on the Katie and Britney of it all, and also Jax's feelings about Katie, his, as he said, my best friend.
Katie and Britney of it all.
Well, Katie and Jax are just, they don't like each other.
No, I think Katie and Jax have always, I don't have many thoughts on them as a duo because I just think they've never liked each other ever.
Yeah. And now that her husband isn't her husband anymore, you know, one of his, she's not married to a guy whose name is tattooed on Jax's arm. So she doesn't have the same kind of obligation to hang out.
Right. I don't know. I don't think I'm not like anticipating any kind of like big confrontation or storyline between them. I think the argument that we saw this week was just like the result of them being in the same place face to face because they just clash. Britney and Jax, I mean, especially for him to be at that party saying, I got a babysitter, the wife's at home. I have a babysitter, wife said it was okay. Like, okay, well then you would think the wife would be with you, out with your friends, drinking, you know, but where I sort of land in their whole separation, I don't know about the Lori K hookup. I don't know whatever, unless I saw it in front of me. Like, I know what the rumors are, but I don't know if that happened. But I'm more inclined to believe what Britney's saying about the reasons for them
Me too.
separating, because it sounds like she's just like a sort of just explicitly describing what she asked or what needs he's not been, just what it doesn't, she's not trying to like drag him down as a person in anything that she's saying. She's just kind of like, here's where our marriage has been having problems. Now, that's not to say that I think she is completely, you know, free from any blame in the situation. I have no idea. I imagine that the show will show her having some kind of alcohol issues or whatever, and however Jax feels about that. But meanwhile, he's like, let's get the pump up the jam. But, you know, I don't know. I think they're separated and
well, you know, she's blocked Jax.
Did she block him or did she do it to Lori K? And
no, she did it to both from what I've read.
Well, hey, Brittany, you can join the Block by Jax Club. And also, you know, my interaction with them at BravoCon, it's funny thinking back to it now, is very like I went up to Jax. Do you know this already?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I posted a video about it, and I had gone up to, it was at like a photo op. And it was Jax, it was Kristen, Jax, Britney, and Lala. And Jax had blocked me like at this point. And
wait, yes. Oh, sorry. No, this is sorry. I don't know your version. I've heard this sort of thing. Please continue. Forgive me.
Well, like it was on somebody else's podcast and stuff, and then it was like drama and whatever. But I walked up to him, and he like put his arms out to hug me for the picture, and I was like, oh, okay. So I'm hugging him, like he's putting out the arms to hug. So I hug him, and we like take the picture, and I'm like, you blocked me on Instagram, by the way, but that's okay. And he was like, wait, I did? Well, I only block mean. Did you say something mean? And I was like, I don't even know what I said. He's like, well, I only block mean things. And I was like, I genuinely don't know what I did. I didn't say anything. And so while we're having this exchange, I'm walking in the 3 steps over to Britney to take the picture with Britney. And Britney just goes, well, honey, sometimes you do get a little sensitive, and then puts her arm around me to take the picture with me.
That's great.
And so she don't know me. I had a glittery blazer on with basically no pants. Like I am a pantsless, you know, hoe bag for all she knows. She's trying to sleep with her husband. I don't know. But she was I'm not a pantsless hoe bag who was trying to sleep with Jack.
Just by the way, just for the record,
I had like a jacket dress on. It was very short and whatever. And I was like, I didn't do anything. And he's like, well, I only block mean stuff. And then she like put her arm around me and said, well, Jack, sometimes you get a little sensitive, honey. And then like smiled to take a picture with me and just like immediately came to my defense. Didn't know me, didn't know the situation, just like heard our exchange and was like on my side.
Yeah.
And I remember it. I mean,
she has a very good sense of like not the absurdity of it all, but like, yeah, that's what he does. That's what. But I agree with you. I think if anything, I think that's whatever she says would be the reasons for it. Are the reasons she doesn't have any reason to lie. And they've already talked about that alleged cheating thing that Kristen investigated, that Janet investigated, and who knows if that turns out to be true? Well, I guess we'll find that out. But we will all find out. I tend to believe Britney, who doesn't stop when people say what's happening. She just goes, well, and then plainly says what it is. Hilariously, in that one interview with some morning show, she answers a very fulsomely, and then they say, well, Jax, how are you feeling about the separation? He goes, I'm not really comfortable discussing my
that one
life.
where it was like the 3 of them.
Yes.
And he was like, well, I don't want to talk about it. And she's like, well, if you ask me, I'll talk about it. I know. People talking about it. And it was like, is that the one you're talking about? Oh my God, it was so uncomfortable. So also,
that's also known as wonderful. That's,
I you know, we'll see. And that's the thing that comes up a lot where I'm like, you know, people ask like, what do you think about this? And what do you think about this? And what did you see this? And I'm like, we will literally all find out at some point.
Same. And also sometimes like people ask me, they're like, have you heard anything about Jax? I'm like, have I heard anything? So, okay, let's say for argument's sake that he was cheating. I'm saying say he was is hypothetical, everybody. Mm-hmm. So say that was the case. Why would he come tell me? Right. We're friends, but we're not like in each other's pockets all the time. If it was something he was trying to obscure from other people, wouldn't he try to obscure it from other people? And then if someone was diming him out to someone else, then there's a lot of layers to that. And also if a couple is not split, which they weren't at that time, there was just rumors. I thought, you know, every year people are like, hey, are they going to split up? Hey, are they going to split up? It's the same thinking that goes behind, oh, that's got to be a code word for Coke. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's kind of an obvious thing and it doesn't make sense. So, So, if someone asked me, do you think Tom's cheating on Ariana? I'd be like, no. I mean, you know, that's just what who knows?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I'm thinking more like specifically around this something about her. People are like, this is never going to open. Do you think it's going to open? I think it's a front for merch. And there's all these theories and it's delayed again and they're lying about it. And I'm like, you guys, literally, we will all at some point find out if they open it or they decide not to open it. So there's nothing we'll all find out. So who cares? Like we'll all find out.
And now also I'm taking it at face value. I'm taking it at face value that now we know it's opening on May 22nd.
Well, they have an opening date. So there you go. I mean, but it's just in that interim is just like, or the people talking about the same thing with the reunion. What do you think the thing is at the reunion? I'm like, well, we're all going to find out what it is.
Yes, that's exactly my thought on
together.
It as
well. So
yeah. Exactly, because my only question is what would it be that they were classifying as breaking the fourth wall? That's the question I have. I'll be interested to see what it is that is being specified as that. Because
did
when
they say that? I thought they just said it was something they've never done before.
But it's the same thing that they're talking about with the breaking of the fourth wall. I think Lala said something to that effect. And what I'm curious about is, what do you actually mean? Like, what does that entail? Is it going to be the same as the last 5 minutes of the reunion, which you would think that someone shot someone in the head and they just saved it God. Till the end of the show? It was Rachel saying like, stuff
that the audience figured out. It was stuff that we had already like decided, like
we knew. Yeah,
like that's the thing where I'm like, give us some. I mean, here's what I'll say. Bravo. I know you said you don't watch Housewives as much, but like the Salt Lake City, that finale, that delivered because nobody was expecting that. I don't know what they did to keep it under wraps, but that explosion on the beach, that was like, whoa, like that finale was wild.
Sounds like I got to catch up, you know.
Well, the receipts, proof, screenshots, timeline, fucking everything. Do you know that?
Oh, no, I've heard some mention of that, but I didn't know what it was referring
from that.
to.
It's pretty wild. That finale was excellent.
Okay, wait. Last season, before the Scandival episode, they had already wrapped filming, right?
Mm-hmm.
That finale was fantastic because of the awful shit going on between Sandoval. Right? What was it? Sandoval and Terry? They were arguing. Mm-hmm. That was completely independent of...
Well, Sandoval and Terry, which there were also cut scenes of him yelling at her more, and then, which Terry said on a podcast.
They should release that footage, by the way.
Yeah, and I agree. But then also, like, Raquel and Ariana talking about, like, their intimate life was disturbing on many levels, knowing what we know now. And then Schwartz and Katie in the alley... And then Raquel inserting herself in that and being like, what are you stop it. Like that episode, there was a lot that happened in that episode. That
was top tier finale type stuff.
And then, you know, the next finale.
Exactly. Well, and speaking of finales, I think we've reached the finale portion.
I think we have.
This has been wonderful. I look forward to doing it again with you. And now we'll have proof that we have done one. First off, that's good. Yes. And and I think that's it. Yeah. And hopefully we'll have more dramatic readings next time. I look very much forward to it. Yeah.
We did it!
We did it. Hooray!
That's me in 30 minutes.
I'm going to do that after I turn the ring light off.
Yeah.
Boom. I'm going to sit in a rickety chair and say some bullshit and then just fall on my ass.
Fall over. I'm so glad that we just did it again. Thanks for,
Well, thank you for offering it because I remember I said, oh, thank God, because I was just about to load it into Logic, but I was like, I can't believe the video. By the way, Mercury Rouge Globe, everyone, it's real. What I meant to tell you, Lauren and I taped. And because of the laptop that I was using, it apparently wasn't storing the stuff right. The video glitched every 3 seconds.
Oh, no.
So it wasn't. So then I had to adjust the audio manually because at least the audio, because of my external recorder, anyway, it was a fucking nightmare.
You know what it sounds like to me?
What's that?
Taylor Swift, the witch, has
I think so, even though she knows I'm 100% smash.
And you need to do something to undo the hex. I don't know.
No, you know what it was? It wasn't Taylor Swift. No, I brought it upon myself, just like Tom did on the chair. I gladly, gleefully, wore the Charles McMansion shirt, the shirt.
Did you wear it to Lauren's too? You wore it for her?
No.
Hit that curse.
You were like, that was for me, not her.
Well, no, I mean, did it curse you twice? Is what
No. That's why that episode got cursed, because of the jiggery pokery of me posting about horrifying you with it, which is why I wore it. That's the reason, because I thought, when's she gonna to see it? When's she gonna see?
Oh, I saw it pretty quick.
Yeah, I know. But then it was a matter of you being like, "Are you?" And I was like, "Yes, I am."
Yeah.
I haven't worn the pride jacket though, because I have the full suit. So anyway, enough about that.
Save it for Halloween.
Yes, that's a good idea.
You could just be Tom. You could get the mustache. You would have to trim the handlebars off.
No, I'm not touching this. No, I'm not touching this.
Okay.
Thank you though. I was Tom once at that party that he had people dress up like versions of him. That's me in the suit.
Wait.
That's why I have the suit.
Which one was that where there were versions of him?
The Pussycat Club or whatever. There's like a black light, like 70s kind of themed Austin Powers looking thing. He's dressed up like Amadeus Mozart at one point.
I don't remember.
Season
and he has
season 7.
He has a wig that's with a mustache, and he's very fanciful with it. I'll find it.
I think so. And Sheena's dressed up like a dominatrix.
Yes, they all came as versions of Tom. No, this was season 8, because one of the new guys, either Matt or Brett, dressed as Tom, as drag, as Sia.
Yes, that's right.
So that was the most extra party, I thought.
Okay,
maybe some of them were just extra Tom.
Katie was wearing leopard print. Yes, it must have been the extra.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Tom had various people do the 7 Toms or the 7.
Oh, because that party Tom was on stilts.
That's the one. He had 3 different outfit changes.
Yes, he had an outfit. Okay, that's the one. That's the one.
And so that's why I have the suit, because I wore it and then just came home and then fill in the blank. Yeah, that's why I have the shirt too. That's all.
Okay.
I was the pride one because I'm bisexual, queer, whatever.
Got it.
Yeah, worked out.
Well, I will.
Glad I could represent the community.
I'll be checking for you.
Yeah, it was a fun night. Anyway, Christina, this has been lovely, and we'll be in touch soon again. And I'm looking forward to looking at the content you send me of yours and the rest of your.
Yes. And just thanks again, and let me know when it's up.
Find us on Instagram and Twitter at Pump Rules Pod, or go to pumprolespodcast.com for more information. Email pumprolespodcast@gmail.com and follow on Facebook at facebook.com/pumprolespodcast. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.